Now you have some good projects coming up too. I saw that you have a Kickstarter for a new project called Free Me, which is a card game. It's already over 85% funded, so all it needs is that little extra drop in the bucket to finish it off. What can you tell us about Free Me?
So Free Me, the game, is a card game, as you mentioned, that highlights some of our favorite embarrassing moments people have on social media. That's both embarrassing behavior and annoying behavior people have on social media. We've taken all of our favorite moments from those and put them into cards, and all original illustrations with very carefully crafted posts and hashtags to really create standalone, satirical, almost comic strip, really. And there's nearly 40 of these blunders in a box that looks like an iPhone box, and they're all framed like they're in a phone. So, and also included in the deck are all these social media disaster cards, and I'll get into what they mean, and these black card challenges. So you really get a really hefty, meaty game when you get a community game. But the idea of the game is to help you kick your social media habit. And but it's all fun, tongue-in-cheek kind of way. But there is some real heart behind it as to why we made the game and how it started. The idea of the game is to lose your friends and lose your followers so you can win the game. So where everybody is now focused and driven to gain more friends and followers, gain more exposure, gain more, ears and eyes all the time, and more connection through when I say connection, I mean quote-unquote connection.
Right.
There's just so much noise. What do you do, though, to unplug? And so we said we'd just turn this thing on its head. So it's almost like social media war, really, where you play with 2, 3, or 4 people, and even more than that if you want to team up. And but let's say there's just 3 of us playing. We evenly distribute the cards face down, and we each draw a black card, and we put that face down. We can't see what it is. What that
card,
is.
By the way.
Sorry?
I love that black card, by the way.
Okay, I'm glad, because the black card is something mildly embarrassing that you're going to have to do on your actual social media if you lose. Meaning, if you're still popular, you still have friends and followers when the game is over, you're going to have to do something in your actual social media. But in order to establish a connection, we're going to require everyone to take their phones and put them face down on the table. And if it buzzes and tries to talk to you, that's okay, but it's not okay to look at it. So if you look at the screen at any time, you draw an extra black card. And if you want to take that chance and draw the extra black card, do it. If you're waiting on a hot date or something, I guess, or that absolute must-see text. If you're winning the game and you're pretty confident you're going to win, you can take a risk. But otherwise, if you lose, someone comes from behind, you're now facing extra black card penalties for it. So round by round, each player plays one of these blunders. And the basis of it really kind of started when we were in New York, Jeff and I was recalling a basic theater game to help establish connection. And you have to start on a very basic level because we all have programmed in us these social niceties that that manifest themselves in the form of nonverbal behavior. The nods and the scrunching of our eyebrows, and right. I know what I want to say now, even though you're not done saying what you're saying. And our attention spans are all over the place. So it's like, okay, we need to create a game that at the very beginning and the base level is going to just, no words, let's just get them interacting so they get into a rhythm. So that's where at the very crux of the core of it is that moment-to-moment, fast-paced interaction, almost like war, where each blunder or annoying behavior drives away a certain amount of friends and followers. For instance, this one's online, and one of my favorites. There is a girl who's taking a huge selfie, a duck face selfie, those duck lips everybody's doing now, but she forgets that there's a mirror behind her, and it captures that and reveals that she's actually on the can. And, so she's a toilet selfie. And that's a real blunder that we've observed many times online. And so that's going to drive away a certain amount of friends and followers. So there's a number in the top left corner with an FF. Now, I play you, Adam, and you lay down in a quick fashion. So we're not really reading and absorbing everything that's on the cards yet. So then you lay down one that's, you accidentally liked nude picture of your sister.
Oh no.
And it's like, oh no, exactly. And then of course there's the icing is the hashtag family comes first, because he's got his box of tissues and he's in his boxers and he's up to no good and he accidentally stumbled onto that picture. So that's some annoying behavior. That's a blunder. That's going to lose you, say, 600 friends and followers. So I drove away more friends and followers. Mine was worse, and so we're kind of keeping up the pace. I can take your cards now and add them face down to my deck, and then the third person would have gone somewhere in there as well, and they only drove away so many friends and followers. Now, we're establishing just this rhythm, just looking at each other, focusing on one spot. Now that we've established a connection, now we can layer something on, just like our theater games we used to play, and now we can have quick wit that is based on what's happening in the moment. There's no cameras around. You can't capture this stuff. It's just brilliant because it's fun in the moment. That is going to require us to, how well do we know each other in a way? So now let's say we play another blunder, and you and I play a blunder that has the same number of friends and followers that it's driving away, 700. So that sparks an ad-lib improv battle, a hashtag battle, or a blah, blah, blah battle. So now these are target-rich environments that are established in the cards. So there's so much there to make fun of and comment. So since you and I matched numbers, we look at the third person. He says, go. You and I now we have 30 seconds to either write down, or we can say, I like to write it down. We write down in one of these battles our hashtag. So we finish off the punchline on these cards. We put it face down. And I'm thinking, like if I'm playing with my buddy Jeff, I know what his humor is,
right.
And so it's going to change based on who I'm playing with. So I'm going to slide that over, and sometimes I just want him to say something ridiculous, and he flips it over, and he says them out loud. He rereads the post. Now we get to enjoy what's on the card. He reads the post, then he adds one of our hashtags, and he decides who wins. And when you win that round, you get a highly coveted power down card. So everything's thoroughly about either disconnecting from social media or disconnecting from your phone. So you get one of these power down cards and you're on your way to getting an advantage using your quick wit to get a power down card and absorb these cards. So the next time we meet up, now it changes every time. There's a blah, blah, blah battle. You become an expert. Because the thing about social media is that everybody has an opinion or a criticism to make. Well, now's your time to do it in real time to a judge to make them laugh. And so you become an expert on one of the blunder's topics that's covered, a topic that's covered in the blunder that's face up. And you have 30 seconds to be an expert. Now you're the host of your own YouTube channel, and you're commenting on these blunders. It's very funny where this improv can go and how elaborate it really gets. So again, from a place of a basic connection where everybody's really connected, getting past those social niceties, to now being able to do more, edgy, biting, snarky humor, because you've forgotten really that your phone is even on the table, and that's another way to win. And then finally, there's these slap chat cards. Rather than Snapchat, everything's a parody, right? There's these slap chat cards, and your hand-eye coordination can come and really be an advantage. So there's there's multiple ways to enjoy the game. Right out of the box, you can go through and read, nearly all 40 of their blunders. And if you never do anything else again, they're fantastic. They've got artwork that's very similar in his vector, clean style, kind of like Archer, with again very biting, posts and humors. It's satire, and you can read all 40 of them. It comes in a cool box. You put it on your coffee table. It's always a really great conversation starter. Oh, I've seen people do this, But then beyond that, you play the game. You get connected with everybody around you. You make each other laugh. And there's some really great mom cards and ex cards and soccer cards, which I won't go into just right now unless you really want to know how they work, or maybe you just have to get the game to find out how they work. And that's fantastic. But the third, and in some ways the most way you can really enjoy this game is to play it all the way through, see who loses. The person who still has friends and followers that basically they've lost all their cards, or they were the first to not get any power down cards. They have to face that black card, that mysterious black card that's in front of them. You flip them over, and that's something mildly embarrassing that they have to put and post to their actual social media. And that's the stake. That's where the shoe drops. You're like, what do I have to do? And you flip over the card, and it could be something like a physical challenge, which you can get away free and easy, which, it's fun, but it's like you have to bark your favorite love song and post it and dedicate it to someone randomly. Or, you have to break up with your phone in a, really overly dramatic telenovela fashion. And we've done these, and it's, depending how far you really want to take it, it's really funny. I think Jeff was slapping his phone last time he broke up with it. It was really ridiculous. And a lot of comments come right afterwards. And telenovela style. So it get really ridiculous. You can paint you and make you into a caveman and some of these physical challenges. Then there's the things that you have to say to people in contacts. We call it SMINGO, social media bingo. Again, these are all black card challenges. So if you were to lose Adam, I would say, Adam, take out your phone, or excuse me, flip it over, go into your contacts. I'm going to say a letter, and it's all written on the cards what you're supposed to do. E3. Okay, so you go down to the letter E, count down to the third contact, and there is Ethan.
Okay.
Oh, no. You're like, oh, no, not Ethan. Okay, so what do I do with Ethan? You flip over your black card, and you must do a quick 10-second little video post saying, Ethan, flip over the card, and you fill in the blank. Why don't you come over and watch the crying game again? I think it really helps.
Yes.
Or C6. Chris, I think you should wear tighter pants. Okay, these random, out of nowhere comments that you can soften it, of course, by putting hashtag Black Card Challenge. And if someone investigates, why does Adam think I need to wear tighter pants? And they say, free me the game. And, of course, it helps with the viability of the game and marketing. But it's not just that. It's also, hey, let's not take ourselves so seriously online and play a game where you're actually connected with some people that have some stakes. And that's the real stakes, because people treat the social media so preciously these days. It's like,
sure do.
I got to craft the perfect post. I got to take, it's like, I saw someone take out, this is hilarious. I saw someone take out, they had two phones. They had the person next to them hold the phone with the flashlight on, because apparently the flashlight wasn't enough on their own phone to create like a backlighting for the food, picture of the food that they were taking. Actually, the picture, the light went underneath because of the glass table that was frosted. So they put, it did look kind of cool, but it's still, come on, man, it's food.
Right.
It's eating food, man. And the other person took the flashlight, they put it underneath the table, and they're creating this really cool backlight, effect. And here I am saying, yeah, it's cool, but it's like, dude, you should just live in the moment. And then he uses his phone, and he moved the chair, and there was a server behind him, like, are you kidding me? I got to get by. And he takes a photo, didn't like the first one, took it again, then sat down, and he hadn't even touched the meal, interacted with anybody at the table. And you're like, okay, that guy should play Free Me. He should do a black card challenge.
Yes.
Tell someone they need to eat, they should tell someone they need to, wear tighter pants or bark a love song and just relax. Don't take yourself so seriously. So that, and I'm not in a nutshell because we have the time. I want to go into it, but that's that's Free Me the game. What do you think?
I've watched the video promoting the game, and I'll include that in the interview here. I was really excited about how this game is going to play out because it mocks social media, but it also is somewhat playable on social media as well. It also encourages you to spend time with the real people in your lives, which is something that social media has kind of been pushing away from people recently. So I'm a big fan of this concept, and it's something that my friends and I got together, and we get together maybe an hour before we sit down to watch The Walking Dead. Why not play a game of Free Me?
It's right. That's because during the commercial break, you post your Black Card Challenge, and you can actually now have something to watch in between because you like some Walking Dead fan on the other side of the world or whatever is now they just posted their Black Card Challenge, and it's like, oh, that's pretty ridiculous.
Absolutely.
That's an interesting interpretation of breaking up with your phone. I'm going to give it the teenager's treatment and just not look at it or talk to it. Just the passive aggressive. Whereas Jeff is doing it full on telenovela style with a full on Spanish Latin American accent.
Another thing I absolutely love about it is, like you said, when you're on social media, your shields are kind of up a little bit. You don't want to post anything that can be interpreted poorly. You don't want to post something that'll cast a poor light on you or some of your followers or friends. But when you're around your actual physical friends, that filter's gone.
That's right. That's a good point. That's right. That's right. I've never thought of it that way. That filter does kind of go away, doesn't it? Maybe. Wait, it's good, clean fun, but also,
It could be unclean fun too if everybody agrees to that, and that could make it even more fun.
Well, that's what I was going to say. There might have been a bottle of wine or two that's going into development of this game where
Oh, sure.
some of these black card challenges have gone there to where it's like, wow, that's hilarious. If that got posted, that's going to get some remarks, and who cares? It'll change the reaction. It'll be a chain reaction of something truthful. I mean, it was truthful. It's just, this is how I was feeling in the moment, and even though I didn't have to say these words, I didn't come up with them. I played a game, and I owned up to the stakes of it, and it completed something that was truthful, which was a game I played with my friends in real time. And that's right. Depending on how you know how to make your friends laugh, when you do those hashtag battles or those blah blah blog battles, you know how to make your friends laugh.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be different if you're playing with a 15-year-old cousin, or your 55-year-old dad, or your mates, you're 25. It's like, okay, I can swing this in a couple of different ways. And what's cool is that you're gonna have to start sitting on certain ones, and sometimes you just spontaneously let it go, and that's when it's really fun.